Namaste. We're here, we made it. This is day 5 of the Restorative Yoga Immersion, the Moon to Moon Restorative Yoga Immersion with myself and Tiina, my co-director of the School of Living Yoga. And if you're not aware of this challenge, I'll post some links below if you just happen to be finding this video now. You can join anytime, you can go at your own pace. But many of you are doing this in real time, and we made it to the 5th day, which is very exciting. And today, as we start to move more towards this new energy, this waxing energy of this whole next lunar cycle, we are going to really work on solidifying our sankalpa today. So I will post some more information for you around this concept of sankalpa if you're not familiar with it, but we're really going to invite you to sort of solidify your sankalpa today and to bring it in an intentional way over the next whole lunar cycle. So we work with this very much in our moon to moon restorative trainings, that and all sorts of really fun self-exploration around manifesting desires and dreams with the moon, all sorts of things, but mainly balancing and calming the nervous system and restoring all of the layers of the self, all of the koshas. So I'm really excited to practice with you today. Thank you so much, those of you who have joined the challenge, all of your comments, all of your participation. We love seeing all of your posts on Instagram and Facebook and all of your comments here on the channel and on the blog. It's just been amazing to connect with all of you, and there's been such a community that has been formed, which is so amazing. So stay tuned until the end of the video for those of you who are really excited to learn more about restorative yoga and about restorative yoga teacher training, which is basically like a 2-month-long, 2 lunar cycle restorative immersion, where we teach you, it can be a self-exploration, but really we also teach yoga teachers and other people who would like to guide these practices, all of the teaching tools on how to really create these deep states of rest and well-being and deep meditative states as well in the restorative practice. So I'm excited to do this last practice with you, and I'll see you on the mat. Okay, so today we'll be using a bolster. I'm actually sitting on a bolster. You can also use a couple of blankets or rolled up blankets around a couple of pillows, things like that, to create the support for today's restorative practice. Some of you might like to have blocks or a couple of extra pillows for a modification or a different variation that I'll share as well of today's posture, and also potentially a strap or a scarf, and potentially an eye covering or pillow if you have one, and maybe a pillow as well. I've got an extra layer on top of my yoga mat. I've got that super thick bee yoga mat that I shared with you guys in another video, or I shared in the emails to you guys, and also a layer of this beautiful half moon blanket over top, which there is a blog post below that you can look at if you are wanting to get any of these lovely props that we've been sharing over the course of this restorative immersion. Okay, so here we are on the new moon, and you might pause this video to grab the props that you need. You might take a moment to also get some gentle music in the background, or some incense, or perhaps dimming the lights, maybe aroma diffuser, anything that you need to get into a meditative space. We're going to be cultivating a meditative state in our restorative practice, and we'll begin in a comfortable seated position. So as you're ready, finding that comfortable seat, And that might be cross-legged, it might be one leg extended, both legs extended. And know that it's always usually more comfortable to sit with the pelvis a little bit elevated up on a meditation cushion or a bolster or a block. And then let's flip the palms up to the sky and close down the eyes for a moment. And we're going to start with a couple of physiological sighs, taking 2 deep sips of air in through the nose. Exhaling through an open mouth, let the exhale be long, effortless. We'll do 4 more rounds like that, in through the nose. Exhaling. And again. It's your own pace. And let's do one more time. And then taking a moment to contemplate the sankalpa, or the intention that you started to welcome in yesterday. And notice if it's still landing, or you might be finding this video for the first time and you might just welcome in a sankalpa here in this moment, an intention or a heart's longing, a heart's desire. And you might begin to state it as an I am affirmation. As an example, the sankalpa I'll be working with is I am making a peaceful impact on the planet. But sometimes I simply welcome something like I am resting deeply within myself. Or I accept myself just as I am. So beginning to call in your sankalpa, notice if it's still really landing or resonating, or if something new is calling to you. And then we'll take a few moments to ground that intention, to embody it. So you might start to welcome any feeling tones that arise with your sankalpa. What might it feel like if you were to cultivate peace or gratitude or whatever it is that you're welcoming in? What would it feel like if it was already true now, here in this moment? How would that feel as an energetic expression within your body, an emotional tone within your body? And then as you breathe, begin to deepen the breath. And as you breathe, begin to imagine you could breathe in from above the crown of the head, maybe imagining 2 feet or farther above the crown of the head, breathing in through the crown, down into the heart center, nourishing this heart's desire, this sankalpa, with your breath. And then on the exhale, imagine that energy moving down through the spine, through the base or the root, and down into the earth, maybe 2 feet below. So as you inhale, drawing energy from above the crown, imagine breathing in through the crown, down into the heart, nourishing the heart, nourishing this seed that you're planting. Exhaling, imagine that seed rooting down into the earth beneath you. We'll do a few breaths like this, in through the crown, landing in the heart, like you're watering the seed you're planting there in the heart. Exhaling, feel yourself grounding down as if that energy is moving down and rooting down into the physical plane. And then option to layer on the pranava, the sound of Om, for a few rounds. Inhaling deeply through the crown to the heart, gathering hands at the heart center. Exhaling the sound of Om. Energy moving down into the ground. Let's do two more. In through the crown. Last time in through the crown. Taking a moment just to bask here in the felt sense of your intention, your sankalpa, as if it could be everywhere. And then fluttering the eyes open, and let's interlace the fingers and press the palms down. Inhale to press the palms forward, up and all the way overhead. Exhaling to bring the hands behind the head and gently press the head into the hands as you take a deep breath in. And then on the exhale, rounding forward into a cat stretch, drawing the elbows towards each other. Inhaling to rise up, opening the elbows wide, taking a deep breath, pressing hands into head into hands, and exhale, rounding forward. We'll do that two more times. Last deep breath. Exhale, head to center, releasing the hands, rolling the wrists down. Good. On the next inhale, shrugging both shoulders up to the ears. Exhaling to roll the shoulders back and down. We'll do that two more times. Inhaling to shrug the shoulders up. Exhaling back and down. And one more time. Good. On the next inhale, gathering hands at the heart. Exhaling through the mouth. As you inhale, pressing the palms forward and then opening the arms up wide. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, open through the heart. On the exhale, rounding again into a cat stretch as you reach the arms forward, palms touch. We'll do that a couple more times. So inhaling to open the arms. Exhaling. Inhale. And exhale. Follow your own breathing speed always, your own unique lung capacity. The next time that you inhale to open the arms up wide, we'll exhale to bring the right arm beneath the left, giving yourself a great big hug. And then option to walk your fingertips a little farther forward. You can stay here if this is most comfortable for your arms and shoulders, or you can come to Garudasana arms, so eagle arms. And then on the inhale, gently lifting the elbows just as much as feels good. On the exhale, drawing the elbows down towards the navel center, again, just as far as feels therapeutic for your body. And then inhaling to gently rise up. Exhaling, lowering down. And you can stay with this movement, inhaling up, exhaling down, Or you can start to slowly circle, bringing a little bit of a lateral stretch into the ribs as you move with your breath. Inhaling, rising up, exhaling to circle down. If this doesn't feel good, stick with one of the other options. Let it be intuitive, reversing direction whenever it feels good. The next time that you inhale, let your elbows rise just as far as feels good. And then on the exhale, unwinding the arms. Inhaling to sweep the arms up. On the exhale, bring the right hand down, the left arm up and over, creating that little crescent moon that's just starting to arise in the sky. And then we'll inhale to rise up. Exhaling over to the other side, little crescent moon as the moon begins to wax and the energy begins to build. Let's do one more on each side. Let the movements be slow and meditative in nature. Inhaling to reach both arms out as you lengthen the spine. Exhale to reach the arms forward, rounding through the spine like a cat stretch. Inhaling to open back up. Opening the heart, squeezing shoulder blades towards each other, and exhaling to round. Let's do two more. And last one. This time as you inhale to reach the arms out to the side, lengthening up through the spine. Exhale to bring your left arm beneath the right. So switching sides, giving yourself a big hug, walking fingertips towards each other just as much as feels good. Inhale to gently lift the elbows. Exhale to lower down. So this is what it'll look like in this variation. Or some of you might choose to take that eagle arm Garudasana movement. If the movement doesn't feel good in the moment, you can always stay in stillness, finding a stillness, closing through the eyes and taking deep breaths into the posture. Pratapana, if movement, warming movements feel good, continue with that. Following your breath, you might start to circle. Inhaling to circle up, exhaling to circle down. If it's helpful to close through the eyes for this exploration, just slow, steady movements. Reversing direction whenever you like, as many times as it feels good. And the next time that you lift the elbows up towards the sky, exhale to unwind. Good. Taking a moment to rest the hands on the lap and just notice the sensations flowing through the arms and the chest. You might close down the eyes. Inhale to sweep the arms out, up, overhead. Exhale, gentle twist towards the right side, looking over your right shoulder. Taking a pause here, and then inhaling to look gently over the left shoulder, so opposite direction. And then exhale to look back over the right shoulder. We'll do that a couple times, inhaling, exhaling. And you might even roll the chin to the chest as you inhale to one side. Exhale, rolling chin to the chest as you look over to the other side. Let's do this just a couple more times. The next time you look over the right shoulder, take a deep breath here. Feeling the rotation in the spine. And then inhale to sweep both arms up. Exhale, twisting to the other side. Looking over the left shoulder. On the inhale, turning to gently look over the right. So again, just moving with your breath nice and slow. Inhaling to look over one shoulder. Exhaling to look over the other. You might roll the chin to the chest as you move from side to side. Exploring little micro stretches and sensations along the way. You might close down the eyes, just sort of feeling your way through the movement. The next time that you look over the right shoulder, the left shoulder I should say, pausing here, a deep breath into the belly, ribs, upper chest. And exhale, letting it go. Inhale, both arms reach up. And exhale to float your arms down behind you. Now for some, you'll simply place the hands on the earth and bring the feet out in front to gently push your chest a little bit forward to get a nice opening through the heart. For some, it'll feel accessible and therapeutic to interlace fingers behind the back and begin to gently squeeze the shoulder blades together. So that doesn't feel good for all bodies. So just paying attention to what you need. So Yoga Mudra arms. Again, another option is to grab onto either forearm. So any of those three options is wonderful. And then taking a deep breath or two into the heart. And again. Good, and we're going to slowly and gently release that. And then begin to move into our restorative posture for the day, which is fish pose. So I'm going to show a couple different options for this. Sweater over there. One is this is going to be kind of the most minimal for props variation, which is to bring the sacrum up right to the bolster and then laying down gently, arms come out to the sides. You might take an eye pillow over the eyes. You might take a pillow behind the head. And this is one variation. Some people like to have the legs fully extended. Some people like to have the knees bent. You can actually put a strap around your thighs as well, if that option feels good for you. Some people like to bring the legs to Baddha Konasana or cross-legged position. It's a little bit less restorative in nature. It's a little bit more of an active restorative posture to do it that way. To make it a little bit more restorative, you could put a second bolster under the knees in that restorative Baddha Konasana, or you could put blocks with blankets on top under each of the knees to get a little bit more of a supported feeling, a supported and passive restorative feel. So in our restorative teacher training, we teach you guys all about the difference between active restorative postures, leaning more towards the yin side of things, not quite yin, but a little bit more on that side of the spectrum, versus a true passive restorative posture, which is going all the way down into the states of Yoga Nidra, which we also teach a Yoga Nidra teacher training as well. Okay, so these straps might come in handy if you're doing the Baddha Konasana or the bent knee variation. So with the knees bent, you can have the strap just like so. If you're coming into the restorative fish with the, so many options I'm giving you guys today, just bear with me. You can also have the strap here around the legs in your Baddha Konasana legs. One more variation for those of you who it doesn't quite feel good to be in that really more active heart opener. You can make this a little bit more easeful by bringing some blocks or a couple of pillows under your bolster. So that version of fish is just a little bit less intense in the heart center region. And we'll just take a couple moments to settle in. So take the time, really take your time to settle into whatever variation is right for you. Explore with your props. If you're using props that you just happen to have at home, take some time to find a position that really works for you. Again, we tend to cool down in restorative yoga as the parasympathetic nervous system activates and we go into deeper states of rest. The body cools down. It has a very anti-inflammatory response in the body, and that's really what we want. So you want to make sure you're warm. So perhaps a pillow or a blanket over top of the body, perhaps a sweater. I've got socks on my feet today because my feet get really cold in restorative yoga. Okay, so finding your fish pose. Taking that extra time to make sure that you're completely supported, completely comfortable. Take a moment to wiggle and adjust the shoulders, the arms. Let your legs and feet start to relax into the support of the ground beneath you, the support of your props. And then let's take a deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth, and begin to relax into all of the muscles of the face, including the jaw and the eyes, and the forehead and the scalp. Letting the head become heavy. If you've yet to put a pillow or covering over your eyes and you'd like to, just taking a moment to do that now. And tuning into the breath, let the breath be completely effortless and easeful now. Feeling the breath in the belly. Feeling the breath in the diaphragm, the gentle rise and fall of the diaphragm. Feeling the breath at the heart. And feeling the support at the back of the heart. As if the earth and the support of the bolsters have got your back. You might let the teeth part and the tip of the tongue drawing to the roof of the mouth. Notice if there are any regions in your body where you could let go even more, releasing effort. Completely effortless now. And from that place of effortless ease, let your attention really tune into the heart. You might imagine the mind being swallowed up by the heart space, the presence of the heart, as if you could abide here. Spacious presence in the heart center. Feeling into the heart center. And imagine yourself basking here in the little sliver of light of the waxing crescent moon. That cooling energy of Chandra, Chandra the moon. And you might imagine that seed you've planted in your heart, the sankalpa, the intention that you're planting, swelling and bursting open. Little tendrils and roots beginning to take hold and shoot up in that waxing energy as the energy of life begins to build. And just imagining that waxing, building energy nourishing your sankalpa, your intention in your heart space. You might mentally whisper and affirm your sankalpa now. On the exhale, feeling the support at your back, the support of your heart. On the inhale, imagine nourishing that heart space, that seed in your heart with that waxing moon energy and the prana, the life force energy that you bring in. Each inhalation, you might imagine breathing in through the crown, into the heart center. Let yourself fully bask in this energy of the moon and your sankalpa. And for the next few moments, just let yourself bask in effortless ease. In the energy that you've created this restful energy. Feeling nourished and supported. And tuning into the undercurrent of your breath. And taking a deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Let's do that a couple more times. Could you imagine nourishing your intention, your sankalpa? Breathing into the heart center. And then wiggling the fingers, the toes. You might nod the head from side to side. And you might take a stretch with the arms. Or you might start to move your legs from whatever position you're in. If the legs are extended, you might slowly bend the knees one by one, placing feet on the earth. And then if you've got an eye covering, as you remove the eye covering, keeping the eyes closed and then placing hands on top of the eyes gently. And let your eyes begin to slowly adjust to any light beyond your eyelids. You might slowly flutter them open with the hands still resting on the eyes, letting a little bit more light in and a little bit more. And then gradually taking the time to come to one side of the body. Just taking a rest on one side of the body. You might take a deep breath or two here. Just noticing how you feel, letting yourself wake up gradually and slowly, gently. Taking deep breaths. You're really feeling the support of the ground. You might touch both hands down and begin to press yourself slowly up. And as usual, I'll post a Yoga Nidra recording at the end of this for anybody that would like to lay down and go into a Nidra recording, or you might like to come up to a seated position. Taking a moment to gather hands in at the heart center and welcome your sankalpa one more time. Into your heart, you might close your eyes and take a deep breath in through the crown. Nourishing the heart, and then exhaling deep down into the earth. If it feels right for you, you can continue with these deep breaths or welcome the sound of Om. Shanti, 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 peace, peace, peace. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings be happy, healthy, peaceful, free from suffering and oppression. May each of our thoughts, words, and actions contribute to this freedom and peace for all beings. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me today and for joining in on this moon-to-moon restorative yoga immersion. If you're joining us today on day 5, let me know in the comments below in the blog or on the YouTube channel. Let me know how you enjoyed it. Let me know if you're eager to learn more. Let me know if you'd like us to do something like this again on the channel sometime. And yeah, we just really would love to know any ahas, any revelations, anything you learned, anything you're interested in. We're just really keen to hear from you guys and how you feel and what you're interested in and what's on your heart. And also I'm going to share a little bit about our upcoming next new moon. So about a month's time, 1 lunar cycle's time, we are going to be starting the next online restorative yoga teacher training. So we have had students that take this as a restorative yoga immersion. You do learn how to teach, you do practice teach on each other. But many people have really enjoyed that for their own just deepening and learning about restorative yoga and about the moon and the lunar cycles in terms of some of the Ayurvedic perspectives and other perspectives of lunar wisdom, ancient lunar wisdom. And all of these other tools like cultivating bhavanas on the full moon, setting the sankalpa, working with that building energy, working with the waning energy, all of these things. I'll post a link below to applications for applying for our next training. I'll post a link to some beautiful video testimonials from some of our past graduates who have raving reviews about the program, which Tiina and I are so grateful about. And yeah, it's just a really beautiful online community that we'd love to welcome you into if you're a yoga teacher or if you're a deep yoga practitioner and you just want to learn more. And I hope to hear from you if you're interested in our program. So yeah, that will be 2 full lunar cycles that we move through in the training together with we have live Zoom meetings, mentor calls, and much of it is really meant to be go at your own pace, but of course we move you along through the homework and all of that. So we have a beautiful manual and an online classroom that you have lifetime access to. So we're really, really proud of this training, and you can reach out to Tiina and I anytime if you have any questions at all about joining our next training or perhaps even future trainings after that. Okay, so I hope that you enjoyed the past 5 days together. I hope that you enjoyed meeting Tiina. If you're new to meeting Tiina, she's the most wonderful being. And I'm really grateful to each of you here who practice with me on the channel. It really feels like a beautiful community, and I can't tell you how much I enjoy reading all of your comments and reflections. I read every single one. I know I sometimes don't have the time to answer them all. I have 2 little children and a full online business I'm running, so I try my best, but I do read every single one. So I thank you every time that you post a reflection, and I love reading them. I can't wait to chat with you more if you're interested in our training, and thank you so much for joining us. It's been a real pleasure, and it's been so beautiful to connect with so many of you over the past few days, and on Instagram and Facebook and here on the blog and the YouTube channel. So yeah, thank you so much, and deepest gratitude and bows to each of you. I'll see you guys soon in a Yoga Nidra or restorative yoga video. Thank you for being here.